With that, I want to turn it over to Steve Marty and welcome him on stage. And Steve is the CEO of ForceWorks, and he will give you all the insights and the details how you can really easily or fast start to get engaged in CRM Online for SMBs. Steve, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Just check here. Whew. Well, it's been an interesting journey with CRM Online. We started selling CRM Online direct to customers when it first launched, when it was kind of in a silo out there, and Office 365 was the star child. Last year at WPC, it got elevated. It was now the third pillar. Now we had Azure, Office 365, and CRM Online was elevated to equal status. And now in the keynote, we were hearing talk about Dynamics is the center, and everything comes off of Dynamics. So we definitely have moved from a far planet right up into being the center. We used to be a Salesforce partner. We moved over to Microsoft, again, when they launched online. And Michael had mentioned the 3 ways that partners can get engaged. We had an easier path probably than a lot of you because we were CRM, a company before we came over. So it was pretty easy for us to pick up. But for most other partners, CRM is pretty foreign. I've been working with Microsoft at these events for the last 3 years and at other events and doing webinars around this idea that you need to start a CRM Online practice. That is absolutely the best way to make the most money possible in CRM Online is to start a practice. But the fact is you guys aren't doing that. Very few of you are actually going down the path of starting a practice. In the meantime, we had been working for ourselves on an idea for SMB to get away from this, let's have a big whiteboard meeting and talk about what you're going to need, and instead of asking a customer to engage in an engagement of unknown duration, unknown result, unknown cost. I was having trouble getting them to sign here on that, in the SMB space in particular. So we thought, we need to come up with a product. We need a product that we can go into SMB and say, here's CRM, here's the guardrails, here's what you get, and here's the price, and here's how long it's going to take. SMB can see that and make a decision and say, yes, I'll buy that. Microsoft was looking at what we were doing there and actually talked to us about this idea about what if you took that product and instead of going direct to customer like you are now, with the idea that we would come in over top later and sell them all these additional services, what if you just took that piece and kind of offered it through partners, and that's all you did? And you just did that to help enable as many partners as possible to get involved. So I'm going to go through some slides really quickly here. There were 3 paths they talked about. Start your practice, partner with a partner, or a deployment model like ours. Only 2 of those will allow you to capture all of the revenue from the license. Partner-to-partner scenarios can work well in certain circumstances, but even the video we talked about yesterday, the Office 365 partner was just working with the CRM partner. That partner was keeping all the license revenue. So that's a nice symbiotic relationship there, but if you want to capture the revenue, and right now I can tell you Microsoft's holding up a big bag of money for CRM Online. It is the highest incentives payable to partners for any license they have in the entire stack right now. That's the biggest bag of money. There's 2 ways we talked about. One is starting a practice on your own. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly because I know a lot of people have already looked at this path and already made your own decisions about it. Microsoft has held up this big bag of money. That brings people like you in the room, and then they kind of go through what it would take to start a practice, talk to other partners and their experiences, and a lot of you folks go, that bag of money is too hard to get. And so you haven't gone down these paths of doing some of these things. I want to reiterate, this is the way to make the most possible money. We talk about squeezing the water out of the sponge. This gets every last drop. Our approach is just going to give you that one easy squeeze. So some of the reasons you may not have pursued this so far, and there's in my opinion, there's some invalid reasons. I got to get over here where I can see what some of these reasons are. My customers don't need CRM Online. I've heard a lot of these people say that. Well, that's baloney. All of your customers can use CRM Online. If they're on Office 365 right now, almost every one of your customers can use it. Don't fool yourself by thinking that your customers don't need it. They don't think of you as a partner. Now, that's in your own head also. Your customer thinks of you as their trusted advisor. It's up to you. The number one reason CRM Online is not being sold by the people in this room to their customers is because you are not bringing it up in the conversation. You don't have time to bring it up to your customers, doesn't fit with the other solutions you sell well. This is probably the number 2 reason. You know, you're an infrastructure shop, you do Azure, you do Office 365, you're very comfortable with that side of the house. You talk to IT, you know that guy, you speak his language. CRM just feels a little too foreign, like it doesn't fit. And we're going to try and see if we can solve that problem for you also. Some of the valid reasons. You know, I don't know how to deploy it. Okay, that's a valid reason. You don't know how to deploy it? CRM Online represents nothing but risk to you. You've got a happy customer with 365. They're happy with your Azure. They're happy with your managed services. Why would you want to jeopardize that happiness by bringing in a solution that you don't know how to deploy, you're not comfortable deploying? A customer could potentially get unhappy with you for that, and suddenly your whole operation's out there. I get that. That is big risk, and that's one of the areas that we're hopefully trying to take care of. The support, CSP really is what's going to make this thing work. And how many people are aware that CRM Online just became available in CSP? How many people use CSP right now for Office 365? That's huge. Because prior to that, there were only 2 ways to get paid on CRM Online. You either had to get certified to get paid as an advisor, or you had to go open, which had this year commitment and was a real challenge. So CSP now has solved that problem. Anybody in this room can sell CRM Online tomorrow on a monthly basis without any certification, any training at all. That scares Microsoft, because one of the concerns that they would have is that a bunch of people are going to jump on this big bag of money, sell some CRM Online to their customers, have a poor deployment experience if it ever gets off the ground at all. That customer's going to cancel, and they're not going to come back for a long time. How many people in this room do SharePoint online services as part of 365? How many times have you gone to a customer who hasn't seen SharePoint in 8 years and said, oh, I remember SharePoint? Yeah, and they thought of it as this big monster. It's taken 8 years. They still have this opinion. So once a customer gets turned off, it's very hard to get them back. And there's no reason for them to get turned off on 365. I'm going to breeze through a couple of these because I want to make sure I leave some time for questions. The CRM trial. I would love to take a gun and shoot that right in the head, because that kills more CRM SMB deals than anything else. You send your customer a link to a trial, they log in. We've seen the stats. They log in, they open it up, and they go, oh crap, here's all these flashing lights and whistles and everything else. They close it immediately. 30 days later, they call you and say, hey, I got a notice saying my trial's expiring. Can you extend it? Sure, we can extend that for you. You extend it, they never look at it again. The trial has killed more opportunities than it has created, that is for sure. Is CRM too complex for SMB? Well, out of the box, Microsoft gives us a pretty powerful tool. This is an enterprise-grade tool that they have put up in the cloud and offered to SMB as a subscription. It's got a lot of stuff out of the box. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It's been designed to solve any problem for any business out there. But out of the box, it doesn't solve any problem for any business out there. It's too much, too many pieces. And this is what scares SMB when they start looking at, and this is what scares folks like you when they start thinking about getting involved in the deployment process, is that's a lot of stuff to understand. So we've been deploying cloud-based CRM systems for over 10 years, starting with Salesforce and then moving over here. So one of the things we've learned about CRM customers, in the SMB space in particular, is they don't want CRM. CRM is not exactly what they're looking for when they're thinking about this stuff. What they're really thinking about is simplest possible solution to their problem. I want to design this CRM right here. That's the CRM I want to design. That's the one they want. That's the one the customer wants. Give me the one that has 2 big buttons. Sell stuff, make money. That's what I want. So this was actually what kind of led us to this idea of a deployment model where we can't get there. I mean, let's be fair, we can't get there. But to try and get from where we started on that last slide as close to here as we can. So this idea and where we've kind of pivoted our company now is about this idea that you guys, many of you people are not interested in actually going down that path. We know, because we've been hammering you for 3 years now, and not enough of you are going down that path. Too much to learn, too much to train, too much investment. So we're trying to get you to sell it anyway. Forget about all that. forget about training, forget about hiring people, forget about creating resources, and go sell it anyway and make money. So we're trying to create a tool here that'll allow you to do that. So this is what our RapidStart CRM model is all about. And this has been where we've changed this was something we created for ourselves to sell to end customers. We've pivoted our whole company now. So this is going to be available exclusively through partners, eventually through distribution, through LSPs. This will be a partner-only thing. I'm going to tell you, people, I'm counting on you, because we are literally cutting our arm off of a successful practice and hoping that it will regrow back on this, because I know we can't do both. That's another challenge with a partner-to-partner model that we worked on. You know, you can't service customers directly and service partners. They don't like that. I get that. So we're making a bet on all you people that you're going to go down this path, because we're cutting off that arm and hoping this grows back. So what is it? In a nutshell, what we're providing is a setup and configuration service. This is the step one. This is the piece that you sell that license and that customer says, okay, now what? And you don't have the, okay, now what? So this is what we're providing, is this setup and configuration service. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what's included in that and how it works. So when you talk about the barriers to you guys getting involved in this, risk of failures I talked about earlier. You don't know CRM, I talked about. Don't know how to deploy it, I talked about. And don't know how to price it. That's another big issue with folks when they start looking at some of these solutions like CRM. I have no idea how to price this product to a customer. So we've tried to address those with this solution. And I'm going to go through, we developed initially 3 models. We've got a RapidStart for sales, which frankly 90% of SMB coming in the door about CRM is looking at sales. I want to manage leads, opportunities, that part of the business. A growing percentage of them are coming in about service. That I want to create a help desk, I want to do service management for my customers. And then there's some vertical opportunities where we can get a little more specific to have a targeted solution for verticals. So what is our process? What is it? There's 2 pieces. There's a solution, kind of depending on which one of these you go with, that essentially simplifies the navigation. I see people taking photos. This is the default navigation. This is what you would see when you click the down arrow in CRM out of the box. This is part of what starts scaring customers. Microsoft likes to show you, look at all these options. Customers don't like to see all these options. That's very scary for customers, all these options. They start thinking about change management, training. They look at it completely differently than other people look at it. So for the sales version, for example, one of the things our solution does, it reduces that down to this. All right, so we haven't done anything magical here. We just hid a bunch of stuff that would scare them and they're not going to use. So we got dashboard, accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, and competitors. That's it. That's all they got to worry about. And if you're thinking about CRM for sales and SMB, that's really all you care about. So that's part of the solution. We have a similar version for service that basically hides everything else. So it's about hiding a bunch of stuff that scares SMB customers. The other thing that we have done is we cannot scale training for you guys. At least, when Microsoft talked to me about this idea, they said, all right, we'd want you to commit 2 things to us on this RapidStart idea. 1, you'll do it in any country that we offer the product, which means any language. And 2, you are prepared to scale this as big as it might get. Well, I'm an entrepreneur, so my answer was yes and yes. And now we'll figure out how to do that. So this is part of what we're doing. This is a solution some of you may be familiar with. It's called Show Me. These guys are in the UK. They've got an integrated solution for SharePoint. They've got an integrated solution for CRM. These guys develop little how-to videos. They're all like a minute long, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other. And their responsibility is keeping those up to date. So they've created a custom version of that platform for us. We've included in this, in addition to those little how-to videos, some other video content that we have developed, because my mother bought a computer 10 years ago. First computer. She's 73 now. She went to the store and she bought the Computer for Dummies book. Everybody familiar with the Computer for Dummies book? She called me about a week later and said, I need the book that comes before this one. Well, CRM is a lot like that, and a lot of the information that Microsoft has provided and that is out there in the way of training seems to assume there's a certain level of knowledge that you already have that a lot of people actually don't. You know, I sat in on the Power BI presentation the other day. Well, it wasn't one of them here. It was, they were doing some Power BI training. We're on the red carpet Power BI program. We're thinking about trying to incorporate some of that into this model as well. And they said, okay, survey ahead of time. How many people don't know anything about Power BI? And most of the people said they didn't know anything about Power BI. And the guy went right into advanced topics right over everybody's head. So there's this whole thing that's missing in educating, especially SMB, who never heard of CRM, never used it before, is what is a lead? What is an opportunity? How does this whole thing work? Why do I need it? So we've created the video content for that because we know you guys don't want to have that conversation, and I can't have it at scale. So that's kind of showing how it turns into video. Inside View has provided an awesome tool, at least to US customers, called Insights, which creates all this stuff. But it's a solution that needs to be installed. We'll install that as part of a deployment model. We'll go ahead and put that in for you, so that's up and running for the customer. On our customer service version, we also are deploying a portal from CRM Vertex. Anybody in the room familiar with CRM Vertex? Well, you should be, because this is an awesome solution. This is a third-party solution. It costs $99 a month. This is dirt cheap. What this allows CRM to do is actually bring the customer into that customer relationship management equation. Because CRM without that is really your internal people and all about the relationship. This is what brings the customer into that conversation. So our customer service model includes a portal deployed also. This is also a revenue opportunity for you guys because we pass through all of the partner. You guys become a partner when we deploy one of these with CRM Vertex. They pay you the residuals on this portal. This provides things like web page. Well, I can show you what it provides. This is our support website, and this is CRM Vertex. So this is iframe right into our website. This is a help desk. This is a full help desk. This interacts directly with our CRM. So all of these cases are created by a user right here. They go straight into our CRM. It is really slick. I don't know how many customers we've had that have come in the door saying, do you have a help desk solution, Zendesk or something like that? Yeah, we do. It's called CRM. So let's talk about the money. This is the thing everybody wants to know about these things. So these, I think, are actually going to get even richer this year based on what I've been hearing at this conference, and I'm sure you guys have. The bag of money from Microsoft for selling CRM online is getting hard to lift up. It is the thing that has lured a lot of partners, and I think that bag's going to get bigger because they really want to move the needle on this a lot bigger than has been moved. So let's take a 20-seat deal. You know, there's $4,000 right off the bat in that first payment from Microsoft for signing up that deal. That doesn't include the monthly residuals that go on, you know, from there. That's just right up front for Microsoft. We've got, in our least expensive model, which is the sales, we sell that retail. Our suggested retail price, you sell it for whatever you want, is $69.90. So this is less than $7,000 to get CRM deployed. Any SMB that has any interest in CRM can justify that much money. This is intentionally inexpensive. And we've got 20% margin on that for partners. So you're making 20% on that. There's also an opportunity through the process to provide some services, and I'm going to go through where those are that you can either provide or not provide. We're giving you both paths. We got an easy road and a road where you put some more effort into it. Yeah, so there's what, $11,000 you can make on a 20-seat deal. Pretty easy money, plus residuals. So how does it work? There's basically 6 steps in our process. The only part you have to be involved in is a couple of pieces. The first one is setup. You can be involved throughout this entire process with your customer, providing consulting services. We have a portal. Actually, Vertex is developing this portal with us now, where all of the interaction necessary to do this deployment can be done through the portal. I never talk to your customer. I never email your customer. I don't have to have any kind. You own that relationship all day long. You can either liaise between the customer and that portal and charge a fee if you want to, or just send them straight to the portal, and they can do it. So those are the two different paths. So on the setup, you've got to go set up that trial. Now, I said earlier that I don't believe in trials. Well, I don't believe in trials to give to the customer. But this model is designed to be done in 30 days. So within 30 days of your customer signing on the dotted line, we can have that CRM up and running. We plan that time frame so it works in the time that they have it for free. So they're not paying for CRM while it's being put together. So the first day they start paying that subscription fee, they have a usable product. But we need you guys to set that up because we want you to own that relationship. That's going to associate it with your partner of record. You need to set up a user in that trial that has admin rights because we're going to need that to do the deployment. And then you need to give us that admin credentials so that we can go ahead and do that work. If you want, you're done. You just made, what did I say on the other page, $11,000, and you don't have to do anything more. You're done. We'll do everything else from here through the portal with your customer. And here's some of the things we're going to do. We're going to install the solution, which I talked about, of the navigation. We're going to install that training component that we talked about earlier. We'll install add-ins like the Vertex portal or any other add-ins, which we're looking at more add-ins that are very low cost or free but add some value to these deployment models, ideally that have a partner revenue component to them so you can generate even more revenue. One of them, we've been talking to Assistance PSA. I don't know if any of you guys saw some of their solutions. We're talking to them about a version of their new financials that would be free, which they don't offer out there. Almost like this freemium model where the customer gets this tool and then they want to do more with it, and then they're coming to you and say, hey, I want to do more, and suddenly you got recurring revenue coming from Assistance PSA. The next area, this is where we kind of back and forth through the portal. Anybody who's dealt with CRM and gone in and added a field, modified a field, changed some fields knows that there's something to it. You got to kind of know your way around how to get under the hood and do that stuff. So we've surfaced all that stuff through a portal. So for either yourself or the customer, it's dead dumb simple. They do it in the portal. We get that information. Our team turns around and goes under the hood and does that work for them. So we're kind of like, the portal's kind of like an interface with that. We'll customize the entities, we'll customize the fields. Customer reviews, I think that's not supposed to be there. I think that's supposed to be the, ignore that fourth one. I don't know what that one is. We also do the same thing with the guided process through the portal. Anybody familiar with the guided process? Unique to CRM Online, awesome selling tool. It's like a built-in checklist that sits on top of a lead all the way through its lifetime as an opportunity of what should be done next. This is something that is unique to every business, is what their kind of business process is. So we'll work back and forth through that portal for them to customize that guided process to be just what they want. I don't know where those customer reviews came from. I don't recall that. The customer reviews each step. That's what that is. So after we've done these things, we reach back out through the portal to the customer, said this portion of the work has been completed. Can you please take a look? So that they're with us all the way. We don't get this information, expose them to the final product, and then have them go, uh-oh. We're bringing them along each step of the path. Say, okay, we've done this. Go look. Now we've done this. Go look. On the import, this is the tricky one. I'll be transparent with you. In these rapid starts, the most challenging part is importing data. I would love to tell you we're not going to do that because that would make life very easy for me, but the CRM is useless without their data in it. So we've got to go through this painful process of getting the data in. Once we've customized their CRM through the portal with these features, we can create some import templates. We do it for leads, accounts, and contacts. Don't do it for opportunities because that's usually new. And we send that to either you or the customer. These are Excel spreadsheets, people. There's nothing complicated about this. It's Excel work. You need to get your customer's data and get it on that spreadsheet, or they do. Take it wherever they get it, export Outlook, stick it in there, somehow get it on those spreadsheets. This is one of those things that when you talk to the customer about up front, they say, yeah, sure, no problem. And then when it comes time to do it is when they realize this is a lot of work. We got a lot of data, and this is an excellent opportunity for partners to generate additional revenue by helping them with this process, and it's just Excel work. That's all it is Excel work. Then we're going to import that data, and we're going to have them review that. And then we're going to go live with this thing. We're going to provide instructions on installing the Outlook connector, which is a self-service install. You can help them with that if you want. Don't need to. It's a one-button install. The mobile apps, they go to any app store and install the mobile app. You don't need help with that. Suddenly they got mobile CRM, and you didn't have to touch it. Frankly, we didn't have to touch it either. They're going to explore that training. We do a short training session online with their administrator on how to add a user, how to delete a user. And they're going to start using CRM. So at this point, hopefully with doing very little at all, you've got your customers using CRM. That's the beginning of their journey. So what keeps the customers? This is the other side of the thing is that you need to be thinking about in trying to sell this stuff is what keeps the customers on the, they don't know what it's going to cost to deploy this. We've solved that problem because this is a fixed cost model. We put some guardrails around it. This is a fixed cost. This isn't a time and material. This is a fixed cost model for your customer. They know what they're buying. They know what they're going to get up front. We've got it all laid out of what they're going to get. They can get it done in as little as 30 days. And we've got a simple onboarding process because we put in all that training for them. Here's what we're trying to solve for. And you guys in your practices, when you bring in a service, you're trying to get that customer all the way over here. I mean, you want them absolutely rock solid. This is where I am, the maximum possible value I can achieve out of anything that I'm doing. That's what you want to achieve for your customers. We're not doing that here. We can't do that here with this level of deployment. What I'm trying to get to is here. This is what our solution provides. We give them just enough value that they're not going to cancel. This is a fixed price, simplified deployment model. I can't get them all the value they're going to get out of CRM with this model. Our barometer, what we've set the gate on this for, of what we have to achieve is we have to get them this far. This is how far we have to get them so they won't cancel. This leaves a lot of meat on the bone for further development from other CRM partners that want to come follow behind, because what typically happens is 60 to 90 days out, your customer's going to call you up and say, we love CRM, this is awesome, we'd like to do something more. And we don't want to have you guys go, now what? So we're working on also developing a network of CRM partners that want to work through partners, because not all of them do, that would be at your ready to reach out to when your customer wants to take it farther for additional revenue for you. Or if you are thinking about building the CRM online practice, this can be a way that you can start selling it today while you're developing your own skills and learning how to take it from there. Oh, I have a short video of a customer who's deployed this. Maybe. Click on it with a mouse. There we go.
Hello, I'm Joe Caballero. I'm the CEO for Gulf Shore Bank, which is a locally owned community bank in Tampa Bay. Our primary focus is to serve small to mid-sized business clients and professionals in the Tampa Bay market.
I'm Ed O'Carroll. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Gulf Shore Bank. Our goals were really twofold as we looked at CRM systems. One, managing the process, the sales process itself, and two, being able to more easily track our clients and our prospects and what we're doing with them, how often we touch them, what types of products and services they like, what types of hobbies they have, and such.
I'm Pete Eicher, Senior Vice President, Director of IT for Gulf Shore Bank. Part of my role at the bank is ensuring enterprise risk management for systems and data, integrity and security, and Microsoft over and above met those requirements.
I'm Mary Moore. I'm the Treasury Sales Officer with Gulf Shore Bank, and I was elected to oversee the implementation of the Microsoft Dynamics CRM system. RapidStart deployment system was actually very easy. We were concerned it was going to take a lot of man hours. It did not. It was very intuitive, and it was fairly straightforward in implementing.
So we had limited resources available to us. With the RapidStart CRM deployment package, we were able to bring that system up to speed in a short amount of time with our limited resources available to us.
I'm Kristen Maximo, Director of Marketing and Communications for Gulf Shore Bank. The Dynamic CRM system allows us to take our marketing campaigns to the next level by allowing us to do a more targeted marketing campaign instead of a mass marketing campaign.
The CRM approach we thought was very valuable because A, it got us in and starting to use the product right away. It was exactly what we were looking for.
Overall, the experience with Microsoft Cloud has been wonderful. Microsoft Dynamic Cloud has allowed us to do more with less, and will allow us to expand our business.
RapidStart was a perfect solution for us. It allowed us to get in and get started as quickly as possible. It allowed us to be in utilizing it right away, and allow us, to the client managers, to really learn and probably trial and error and see where they're going. And it was under budget, so it was a lot less expensive than all the other options we were looking at. So the combination of getting in and moving quickly and being able to implement it fast, under budget, was very valuable to us.
Gulf Shore Bank is very excited and looking forward to the future of its expansion in Tampa Bay.
We're very excited about the future. We can't wait to deploy more Microsoft products down the road.
So this is a community bank customer. 45 total employees, 15 CRM users. This is not a big business. This is right in the wheelhouse of SMB. The interesting thing about this opportunity was they started with CRM. They already had on-premise Exchange, had everything set up there. They weren't looking or even thinking about Office 365. They were thinking about CRM, went down this path, and the last words out of the guy's mouth were, this has gone so well that now we are thinking about Office 365. So CRM can bring business backwards. Either one of these products, you get a customer on cloud, they have a good experience, they're ready to explore more. So one last thing I want to leave here, and then we'll jump to some questions, is, this is something that I decided at the very last minute I would do, and so we've made it a limited time thing, and that is, well, first let me talk about, here's the ideal target. This is what we've identified this product to services. 5 to 100 CRM users, which is usually a subset of the total users. Think about a company size, maybe up to about 250 employees. Larger than that, RapidStart could come into play. We talked earlier, some enterprise customers might want to start CRM in like the sales office in Utah and give it a try. CRM would be adequate for that. Many larger companies, though, their needs right out of the box are going to be greater than what we're trying to solve with this solution. So this is really targeting that broad scope of SMB. A lot of first-time CRM users, so any of your customers that are managing their pipeline with Outlook and spreadsheets, this is the simplest path for them to get into CRM. Office 365 users, because they've already got that good experience with Microsoft Cloud, is a great place, and fast-growing users. So for a limited time, we're talking about offering free outbound marketing. That doesn't mean I'm going to get on the phone and call a bunch of people for you. What that means is through our portal, you have the ability, if you've identified some of your customers that you think are potential candidates, like your 365 customers that you think might be candidates, you can upload them. They'll be exclusively your leads into our portal, and we will add them to our drip campaign, which each of those is customized to say something like CRM Online is awesome, RapidStart's the way to go, call. It's going to point right back to you guys. So it's a marketing effort you can run against your customers that you don't have to spend any money on. We are exiting that business. Like I said, I'm cutting my arm off. I'm not competing with anybody in this room. This is all we're doing is this RapidStart model for partners. We're not competing with anybody in this room. So now it's back to you. So thank you.
Go ahead. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Steve.
Step it.
So